Well, let's start here. I'm just going to go back to our page roughly that,
Going back 4 months ago. Where were we
yeah.
4 months ago with a little company known as FUV?
Okay, so this is the FUV video we did when it hit $5 and we were super excited.
Smells like profits up in here, bruh.
All I got to say is a ba-boom boom in your room.
Smells like
That's all I
profits.
got to say.
It's at 4, it's at 450, it's at 5, you know?
Yep. And we saw it like maybe a week ago jump. All right, so the point is that, you know, we've been in this for a while, all right? And I have not been selling it. The reason I've not been selling basically anything is because I always said this company, even at $5, what was it, like 150 million? I don't know, 200 million. It was still so tiny. I said, if this company is to really succeed, it has to get up to $1 billion. Well, let's go to the charts. let's take a look at it real quick.
Where they at today?
$17. So when I saw this run, this last week,
what is that? That's a
500 here, 541 million here. Boom. So $17. It ran up pretty fast. It literally ran from $8 to 17. And I'll discuss a little bit of why this is happening. But 541 million. So am I selling? The first question is no, I'm not actually selling. I think I might sell a little bit just because I want to buy a Tesla. So I might sell a little bit, which is funny. FUV will buy me the Tesla, which is funny because I own the Tesla stock, but I don't want to sell the Tesla stock.
Right.
Yeah. I want to keep my Tesla stock. I'm sorry. Tesla's the best. Okay. So, but when this hits around 750 to 1 billion, like we discussed, where that was actually my first sale going to be at 1 billion roughly. But if it gets somewhere close to that, $25 or so, I feel comfortable enough pulling out some money to at least put that down payment and have a nice car. What can I say? I didn't have to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, we bought it since $1.75. So I'm okay right now with FUV. I'm in love with FUV right now.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
it happened a lot faster than
we thought. Dude, I didn't expect this at all. I knew it was gonna maybe hit $10. I was thinking at the end of the year, like $10, and we talked about it in a lot of videos, right?
Yeah.
But to go to $17, and let's discuss why. Why would it even do that? They came out with their third quarter earnings insights. So this is one of the reasons. The main reason I think is that the EV sector has blown up. Whoever's not paying attention, everything to do with EVs is just flying off the shelf.
Power, yeah, it's
anything. Neo's gone ballistic. All the Chinese car manufacturers, XPeng and all, BYD, they're all literally 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 Xing. So it's all going crazy. And FUV was being left alone, sort of, which is kind of weird, right? So it finally caught up to them. And this could have been the reason that put them over the top to get into the why people started paying attention. So they lost money. They're not making any money. And they are selling vehicles, though. That's the difference, okay? If we're talking Nikola, we're talking them. These guys are selling vehicles. Nikola sells no vehicles. So there is a difference. Earnings per share were up 31.82% over the past year. But they lost 15 cents a share, so they missed the estimate of losing 13 cents a share. So they're losing money making the vehicles, all right? But revenue increased to 683,000, as you can see. I kind of highlighted this.
Yeah.
Rose by almost 2,000% from last year. So I think a lot of people also saw that and said, oh, shit, this might be the next
they're actually
thing.
Selling, yeah, they're actually selling. The thing with them, though, is like they are going after a very specific part,
very niche market, right?
Market. Like they're not going to ever compete directly with Tesla. Tesla's not trying to do what they're trying to do, and they're not trying to do what Tesla's trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. You know, you see, it's like a single guy Deliverator style or a recreational vehicle. I think if they come out with an off-road version. I think if they come out with one, like a model that's just like meant for just fun and off-road, I think.
Oh, they have that. You didn't hear about it?
The off-road one, no.
Yeah, FUV Roadster. So they started another product line too. Let me see if we got a picture of it. Just an image. There you go. Here's what the Roadster looks like.
Right, but that's on the road. I'm saying an off-roader, kind of like just to get rid of the quads.
Oh well, but they have a Roadster vehicle.
Tesla's going to come out with a quad, and supposedly Nikola had a quad that people could take like a recreational vehicle. Because right now, I think in FUV vehicles like somewhere between like 18 and 20,000. Right?
Yes. So actually, in the call, they actually had some discussion. I listened to the call. And the quarter three call, they basically said, look, our vehicle is around, I think it was 19,000 on average,
Right.
but nobody gets the bottom line vehicle. They all add upgrades. So their vehicles end up being $22,000 to $25,000 right now. The goal is to get the vehicle down to around a $12,000 price
That's what I
point.
was going to say. You get it somewhere between $8,000 and $12,000 Then it's.
I would look, dude. I would buy one.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. I would buy one.
mean, just have it. You just run to the store. It's super quick, and you get like
And
a
it's fun.
motorcycle license. If they could make it, they could make it need a motorcycle license and motorcycle insurance, it'll be nothing.
So yeah, I mean, it's a cool looking vehicle, and if you're in a right now, and I would say a warmer climate, it's probably good for that.
Yeah.
New York, New Jersey, I don't know. Maybe if they include doors and all this thing, I think they're working on that stuff too. But the crazy stuff is that people are it's blown up way too far. I agree, it's too much. Okay, but also the other thing they did, which was when the stock ran up, they actually raised. It says 15 million issuing shares at $13.25.
Yeah.
And that day they did that. They did it right away. These guys were fast. They wanted the money.
Yeah.
They sold shares at $13.25 and it tanked to $13.25 approximately, and then just took off from there back to 17, which I was shocked at. I didn't realize it would just return right back to.
Yeah, people would buy back. Basically, they gave them the money. Invested.
But I think the reason they did that, there's a couple of reasons. Just like when a company like an EV, NIO raised and Tesla raised, why did the share price return? It's because, okay, well, now this tiny company has an extra $15 million on their balance sheet to build vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they're using it for. They're not going shopping, they're building vehicles, and they have orders.
They're not putting solar panels on their house like Trevor Milton.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So they actually are doing the right things, albeit they're selling a low amount of vehicles right now because they can't even produce them. I forgot what it was.
Well,
they made 130. We'll look at this. 136 vehicles since they began production in September. That's it. That's what they made in this quarter.
But that's what's holding them back. What's holding them back is manufacturing at scale, keeping the quality where it's got to be. If that 15 million helps them do that, hopefully they have more orders that they're not able to fill, and this helps them get those orders filled. That 15 million will return way more than the.
And I think some people are recognizing that. So the other thing I think is going to happen, this I could be totally wrong, but Arcimoto might dip down back to 10 or 12 in the short term, but I think it's not going to last there very long. And the reason I say that, I've been following the EV sector very closely, obviously, and investing in a lot of plays.
Bring up the big chart on Yahoo for them. Click the chart.
Well, I just want to talk about the 541 million first, all right? So the fact that it's still half a billion, if we look at any of the other EV companies, any of them, none of them under $2 billion, by the way.
Yeah.
The other one that's 2 billion is Workhorse. If we look at that, and they're also in a similar position, they've made like 3 vehicles this past quarter.
Right. But they're also going after another really specific market. They want to be like the Amazon truck. They want
my bad.
Truck. They want, that's what they want.
So yeah, but look at this. They barely made any vehicles. They're worth $3 billion because of the assumption that they're going to have contracts and they're going to make more vehicles.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a $3 billion company, one of the cheapest EV plays that we have left in this whole market.
Yeah.
Below that is FUV. There is no one else that you can go to if you want to be under $1 billion. So my assumption is that maybe in the next 2 months, 3 months, that this is going to double. I'm not even worried about it. I think I have an easy double here to over $1 billion. And then I will be selling. I'm not going to be on. I'm going to sell, I don't know, 25, 35%. I'm going to have to think about it. It's definitely over 25%. Yeah. Considering we had Nikola go to $30 billion, not making anything. I'm not saying they will never make nothing.
No, they will never make anything. I don't believe it.
I agree with you, first of all. But
I don't think they have a vehicle. I don't think they have it. They got rid of the Badger website. The Badger's gone. Like now they're going into semis. The CEO looks like he's sweaty.
You're talking about the new CEO?
The new CEO. They had that interview on CNBC with him. He looked like that. Looked like that moment in Total Recall when Schwarzenegger figured out he was in the dream. The guy was sweating.
So now they got the media pumping this dumb freaking stock that will never make anybody anything for years and years and years. Well, even if they produce a vehicle, it's years and years away. Hold on. FUV literally makes vehicles right now worth $500 million.
But the thing is, the vehicles FUV is making cannot compete with what Nikola says they will make. A Badger vehicle.
The imaginary thing that they, right? The imaginary
vehicle that the market cap is waiting for. is a better vehicle than anything that FUV is making right now. But the reality is, once that's gone, think about once that's gone, where's all that money from Nikola going to go? When everyone realizes what's going on with Nikola, where's it going to go?
Well, if they're going bankrupt, that money's gone. If they're going bankrupt.
But I'm saying if there's a big blow off, if they sell off, where are they going to put that money? You might put some in NIO, you're going to put some in Tesla, but FUV's undoubtedly going to get some too, you know? Bring up the moving averages on this one. It is above.
And look, look at the RSI. It's at RSI is at 90. Okay, do not buy this stock right now, people. Okay, do not do it. The reason I say is because look at the RSI. This is bound to correct, bound to. And I'm not saying it can't go back up because I do believe it'll go back up, but I feel it's going to retest.
Why bake in those losses? Yeah, it's got to get back to $7.58.
Well, look at this. The reason it also bounced hard is probably a technical thing here. If I just do this like line here, hold on, boom, boom, boom. So before it was rejected around this price, around $8, right? And you can see, I don't have the line perfectly, but it basically bounced around here. And as soon as that big candle wicked up, you guys see that? You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it went off.
So there's some technicals going on here too, that there's technical traders who saw it past the $8, test it, bounce off of it, and then the rush of money comes in because now you're just trading on technicals. The fact that it's a small market cap stock, you got to rush in, get your money real quick. So that's why it's going to drop.
But look at it too. In September 15th, it was getting near testing to $8. It got rejected. Here. No, that's October 15th. September, the last green candlestick.
Oh, right here.
It was approaching $8 and got rejected. Then it tried again October 17th. A big sell-off there.
Yep.
Another sell-off, and then it hit again. So it was like a double, triple top, and finally broke through on the third time. In November.
And there is a lot of technical stuff going on. So now the real question is when it comes back to retest, and you might be saying, why aren't you selling out then? Why aren't you just good? Look, I am not a short-term trader. I am not, I look at the charts because I want to know when to buy more of what I like, not to sell. So I am not actually looking to sell. I am fine where I am. If it goes back down to $8, we talked about this before it blew up. I said I was going to buy more shares. I thought it was going down. After quarter three, I said, they had a good quarter. They sold cars. They released it. They're slow ramping, blah, blah, blah. They had some good news that in the next year, they're going to double up their speed of selling, producing cars. They're on the right path to making it. And as long as this company stays below $1 billion, I consider it buyable.
Right.
I consider it buyable.
You got to start treating
I wouldn't buy anymore after that.
No, but you got to treat it like a different company. Once it gets over $1 billion, you treat it a little bit differently because now you're established. You're in the game.
And the thing is once I've made already like the 10, 20X, like I'm going to take some serious profits, obviously. But right now at the 500 million, would I buy it today? No, that's because of this stupid run up that obviously is all technical in my opinion. So
it's about $10 there of run up. Yeah.
I expect
What's the volume? Look at the volume. That's a lot of buys. That is a lot of buys.
There's going to be a lot of sells, maybe Monday. So once again, this is run up too hot. I agree, but I'm not here talking about as a trader. I'm talking about as an investor that do you think electric vehicles are real? Do you think a tiny market cap company can do something? So you have to do some research here. I've done my research where I feel like this is $1 billion company. So I don't want to risk my position because I did risk a small months and months. I forgot how long ago this was. Remember we were discussing, I did sell a little bit of my position when it hit like $4 or $5.
Yeah.
And it ended up going to $8. And I was like, why am I trying to trade this thing? Like my whole thesis is going to $1 billion. Why am I trying to trade it at these small market caps?
Yeah.
So I ended up buying way more back in. I bought it as it dipped back down to $5 and $6. I just kept buying it. So my position is pretty good. I'm happy with it. Most of my average, I think my average is like $3 and change, right? So I don't think it's going back to $3. I really don't. But it should return back to around the $8 to $10 range, somewhere around here.
You can see that that's kind of where it wants to be.
Yeah. And this will be a big test. Like if it breaks down, it's going lower. And if it bounces off the $8, dude, it's going higher.
Yeah.
So you really have a black and white scenario with this company because look, they are producing cars. They're going to make more as every quarter passes by and their numbers get better. you're just going to see the stock rise. So I feel that's going to happen in the long term of it.
I
But
also
this-
feel, let's not forget, I feel that the ultimate demise of a company like Nikola is very good for companies like FUV.
that actually produce vehicles. So
Yeah, that
the
actually
main
make-
reason I am bullish on this is because look, they're making actual vehicles and people are buying their vehicles, albeit slowly. That's true, but I could see the potential. And the fact is, look, I look at that vehicle, and if I lived in Texas or California or somewhere warmer, I would want that vehicle. So for them to be profitable, by the way, they don't need to sell 1 million cars. That's not how it works with them. They have to sell maybe 500 cars a month.
Yeah.
We're talking about nothing. This company is a nothing burger. They sold 136 cars in a quarter. If they get to selling like maybe
500
200,
cars.
300, 400 cars a month, that's nothing. That's literally ridiculous. Okay, for a car company.
All we'd have to know is what is their. Well, we need to know what the profit margin is, but we'd also need to know, because right now they're doing 136 with their current manufacturing capacity. To get to that number, they're going to need to invest some serious cash in some.
And now they have it.
You know, and if they've got the cash and they figure that out, maybe they just need a bigger space and hire more people, whatever the hell they need. Because I think all FUVs are all still hand built.
Yeah, so they are working with Sandy Munro, which is like a car guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
We
they're all
don't have to
hand-built.
discuss with everything, but basically Sandy Munro is helping them with their whole manufacturing end, where next year, over the next 2 years, they're ramping to a production of up to 50,000 FUV vehicles. They have 4 product lines.
Mhm.
And if they're going to be doing 50,000 from 136, dude, this $1 billion thing in my brain is
There'll be a
gone.
$200 stock. There'll be a $200-300 stock.
Even if they're like, let's say, even if they're, let's say the $5 billion company, that'll make them what, 30 times 5? Yeah, $150. I think you're right. It'll make them $150.
That would be ridiculous to have caught them at like under.
$1.75. Well, this
Yeah.
is why I'm not selling them. I want way more than. Am I getting greedy? I always think of it that way. I think logically I am not, because they are actually executing. All right. If they weren't selling any vehicles like Nikola, if they weren't doing anything, if they weren't trying to raise money, which they are, if they weren't employing Sandy Munro, which is helping them with the manufacturing, which they are, but will I get rid of some at the billion? Yes, absolutely. Maybe 25% approximately.
Yeah.
That will more than cover anything I put into it. If you do the math, it's insane figures. It's 15x.
Oh no, that's a 15x, man.
Yeah, I was counting wrong. It's 15x
Yeah, that's
to
serious.
$30. $1 billion valuation. 2 years, I can wait.